Everything happens for a reason. But that didn't help me in the moment because I was failing in my eyes. In my early 20s, I decided for myself that I wasn't going to work for anybody, that my ultimate goal was to become a full-time entrepreneur and have my own business, and nobody was going to stop me, period, as I should. But things didn't turn out that way. So I decided, well, how about I start a vintage business? I always love thrifting, so it seemed like the perfect idea. And it was the perfect idea, and it ended up changing my life for the good, honestly. So here I am, everything was going good, and times where I would be a full-time entrepreneur with no job, run out of money, and then just go get a, hourly job. So it's kind of a back and forth thing. But my last job that I had, before the job that I currently have, I told myself, this is the last job I have. I'm quitting today. I even made this video, and it's I quit my job and I'm becoming a full-time entrepreneur for the rest of my life. I'm gonna make this vintage business work. And honestly, that didn't turn out good because I did the full-time entrepreneur stuff and I realized I'm not making the money that I really want to make. So something's gotta give. I'm barely paying my bills. So I had to do the unexpected. I had to do what I dreaded, and I don't even want to say it, but I had to get a big girl job, a big girl salary job, a serious job. And I knew taking this job, I was going to stay in this job for a while, basically killing my dreams of becoming a full-time entrepreneur, right? So during this time, I was devastated and I felt like a failure. And the reason why I felt like a failure is because I always told myself, if my vintage business, if my business doesn't kick off by the time I am 24, 23, and now looking back at it, that's just ridiculous. But I told myself if it didn't kick off, I was going to go and get a big girl job, and I was going to become a teacher because I had education experience. So I'm 24, I'm about to approach 25, and I realized, dang, you have to go back to work and you need to work towards becoming a teacher because this vintage thing is not working out. I'm depressed. I'm devastated. I feel like a failure. And other people have told me in my life, you need to get you a nice, stable, big girl job with benefits and then work on your side hustle on the side. But I wasn't having it. I knew I didn't want to work. I knew that wasn't for me. And I knew that it wasn't going to be my path. And I was like, that's average. No, that's basic. I'm going to do it my way. Do I regret doing it my way? No, because if you're listening to this, everything happens for a reason and God has your plan, okay? Everything happens for a reason. But that didn't help me in the moment because I was failing in my eyes. This video is not a video to tell you what you should do. Should you take that alternative path, or should you just say forget it and go towards your dreams right now? Okay, this video is not going to be a video where I'm telling you what to do. Instead, this video is for those that life's path is not turning out how they wanted to, okay? And they have to make a decision and go another route. This video is going to teach you how to deal with that and how to see the bigger picture of everything. So let's get into it, shall we? You need to do some self-reflecting. You're here, you're sad because you had to pivot. Let's self-reflect. The first thing you need to understand is, what are your exact wants and needs in life? Short term and long term. Short term, I'm talking about the next 2 to 3 years. What are going to be your absolutely wants and needs? Long term, I'm talking about 10, 15 years from now, your future self, okay? So identify those wants and needs. For me, my wants and needs, one of the main things was comfortability and stability. And I realized I like nice things. I don't like struggling. I like when I have money, okay? And that was for my short and long term, okay? Next, you're gonna ask some questions for yourself. Number one, currently, what needs and wants are not being met? For me, it was my lavish lifestyle in my head, just like I said, being able to afford my hair, being able to afford my nails, etc. Don't know if I said that right. Let's just put a ETC there. Bing. To ask yourself is, out of all of your wants and your needs and your short-term goals, which one are you actively working on the most? What is your primary wants and needs that you are trying to fulfill in this short-term goal? For me, that was working for myself. I was quitting every single job that I got because my main thing was I don't want to work for nobody. And it was also being artistically known, well known, and having a successful business. So those were the top two things that I was really actively working on in my life. But are the things that you are primarily working on right now, are they fulfilling your other wants and needs? Are your other wants and needs being met? And for me, that was a hecky no, because I can barely afford my rent. No lie, y'all. It got bad. Oh, okay, next. And your short-term goals, what wants and needs are most important for you? For me, like I said, that was obviously paying my rent and my bills, and it was not getting met. So for me at the time, that was becoming a paraprofessional, because the pay was going to be good and it was going to give me some stability. Now, if you did choose this alternative path, what wants and needs in your short-term goals and long-term goals are not going to be met? So for me, that was, I couldn't work for myself. I couldn't have the schedule that I wanted, and I wouldn't be able to work on my business as much as I would as a full-time entrepreneur. Now we have to do some balancing. Whatever goal that you have to take out from your short-term wants and needs, how are you going to still actively work on that, knowing that you're not going to hit that goal within 2 to 3 years within your short-term goals? You have to do some balancing. Whatever goal that you have to take out from your short-term wants and needs, how are you going to still actively work on that, knowing that you're not going to hit that goal within 2 to 3 years within your short-term goals? You want to make a feasible plan that is going to fit into your alternative route. And this is when you got to be real with yourself. Okay? If you're going to be working a 9 to 5, how many hours per week can you do to work on whatever you want to work on that goal that you have to take out from your short-term wants and needs? Be real with yourself, okay? Currently, I am a full-time teacher, and I chose the alternative route because I do have summer breaks and the hours are good. And what's manageable for me is to be working every day 2 hours on my business, just 2 hours, and that's manageable for me. You got to figure out what's manageable for you. So you have your plan. And the biggest thing that I want you guys to remember from this video is that it is okay to pivot. And everybody is going on their own path. And it's okay to do it the average way. Because in my head, I didn't want to get a big girl job and work on my side hustle. Even though that is how most people become successful in their business, because they already are taking care of their basic needs. So all the extra money that they make from the business can go back into their business. But I didn't want to do it that way. I actually wanted to do it the harder way. And I want to ask you, if you had a choice, okay, if you had to play a game and the choice was, you could beat this game by doing it the average way. Most people beat this game this way, versus you could beat this game, but it's a new way, it's super unique, and most people don't do it that way. Which way would you choose? Obviously, you're going to choose the average way because that has better results, and majority of people do it that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's and you can still be unique, because everybody is going to do it a little different. But there's nothing wrong with doing it the average way. That's why it's called my channel The Average But Typical, because when I think of average, to me, I think of a nice balance, and I'm trying to build balance and peace in my life, and that's why I'm taking y'all on this journey. I hope y'all like this video. Please let me know what you think. When you answer some of the questions, did it really help you? And like I said, peace and love, and it's okay to pivot. It is okay to change and pivot and alternate, and y'all know the rest. All right, peace and love. Bye.